guys, it's Rae. Today I am doing a dirty pour on this 30-ounce skinny straight tumbler from Makerflow. It's kind of an awkward camera angle, but I want you to be able to see what's going on at the top and down the sides, so bear with me. It's also going to be a tall video, not a turned sideways video, so sorry about that. I know on some of your screens it's harder to watch in that format, but because of the nature of this, you're just going to see a whole lot of other crap more than you're already seeing, versus if I leave it oriented this way. So I have a cup. I'm going to scoot this cup out of the way for a minute. I have a cup. I have 7 colors of blues mixed and ready. These are all kind of beachy, aqua, teal, whatevers. And I'm going to just start pouring them down the side of the cup. I'm probably making a huge mess in the process, but it is what it is. But you're just going to layer your paints in one by one. When you do these, if you want to, you can sit, whoa, see that? You can set your cup on top of a canvas or something to catch your overflow, rather than wasting the runoff paint. I don't have a canvas handy, so I won't be doing that. I'd consider doing some tiles for coasters, but I don't really want to do that either. I just want to get the cup done. So that's where I am at. But just keep layering. Can you see inside my cup how it's kind of maintaining separation? That's because I'm running it down the side of the cup, not pouring it into the center or anything funky. And you don't want to just pour all of one color, and then all of one color, and then all of one color. You want to mix them up. You can do them in a repeating pattern. You can do it completely random. Whatever suits your fancy. Don't mix colors that are going to look terrible next to each other, or you're going to get something really ugly in the long run. Do complementary colors, or use a little bit of black or white or silver or gold to separate your colors a little bit if need be. And I do have a ton of paint in here, like probably way, way, way more than I need for the cup. But it's better to have too much than not enough in reality. And your top colors that you add last are going to be your ones that run off more, because the rest of the paint is going to push them out of the way. So, my paint's all in my cup. You can see the layers of color. You can see the layers of color. I'm going to bring my tumbler back in, and I'm going to try and do like a tree ring pour on the top. So I'm just going to kind of move my cup around in a gentle circle a little bit. Not a huge circle, just a gentle circle. And my cup is not level on here, so everything is currently rolling off of that side. But and you don't have to have your base cup painted, you can go right over the stainless. It'll actually flow a little better, not bitter, directly over the stainless. And there's a lot of different techniques you could do. You could do a flip cup directly on top of the tumbler. You could just do a dirty pour where you sit and straight pour it, however you want it to flow. But this is going to continue to flow down the sides. I have full coverage on this side that you can see. I do have some of that blue base paint showing on this side. So I'm going to watch this for a couple minutes and see if it flows enough on its own. Otherwise, I'm going to give it a little bit of an assist. But I'm going to spin it so you can see it where it's still got some white showing. And just so you can see the rest of the tumbler. And this is just acrylic paint and a pouring medium, so it'll clean up easily. It'll wipe off the bottom of my paper towel holder here and all of that. But this is the only spot that it's not dripped off of yet. And I'm actually going to take one of my popsicle sticks and just scooch some of this extra off the top, which is actually the bottom, and let that push down over as well. Just because I don't want this so thick at the bottom of the cup. It'll never ever dry. You don't want to push so much that you go back to your base color, but moving a little bit's fine. So I'm watching it to see if it fills in completely. You can keep an eye on your drips if you want. You can scrape them off. I'm not going to worry about it too much because this is just acrylic paint. The drips will clean off pretty easily once it's dry. So I just have this little tiny spot that needs a nudge. But other than that, that worked pretty well. I'm going to let it sit here and dry fully. It's probably going to take about 24 hours to dry fully. So, you don't want to touch it with epoxy until it is fully dry. But overall, I kind of love the way it looks. Oh, I found another white spot that I didn't see my first spin around. So I'm going to go ahead, because that's darker, and grab just a little bit of paint out of the cup and use my darker stick to pull dark down. You just want to make sure you don't have any white at this point, because you won't be able to correct it later. This wasn't even actually white, it was a light blue aqua. So let it sit, let it drip. Make sure you do this someplace out of the way. That's why I'm over here at this table, not over by my tumbler station. And let it dry, and I will come back and show you when it's dry. Okay, this is dry completely now, and I'm ready to get a coat of resin on it. So, get some more light over here. Hopefully you can see some of the color variation in here. I have some KS resin liquid stone mixed up already. And I'm just going to get a good coat on this. This is a 30 ounce and this is its first coat, so it's probably going to get a good 20-25 mLs on it. I do want it to have a nice heavy coat. I didn't seal this or anything. It's just going straight over that paint. So that should be plenty. And I will start thinking about what kind of decal I want while this coat dries. I decided not to put any glitter or anything in this layer on this one. I want to see how it looks with just the resin on it. So that's all I'm doing here. And I will hit this with the torch to get these couple of bubbles out. It's early morning here and it's a little cool, so I didn't heat my epoxy either part, so it mixed a little bubbly. So I will just grab my torch and just one pass. This side where there's a lot of definition is probably the side where I swiped the bottom down, so it got that extra like layer of color. So this right here, maybe, it looks really cool. So I'm gonna let this dry and I will come back when I've figured out what kind of decal to put on it. Okay, so this one is ready for its decal and a clear coat. So I have a simple little decal for this one. I'm going to turn this a little bit so I can try and get it straight. And it says, "Don't look back, you're not going that way." Just a simple little quote that was on Design Space. It was easy to cut and just grab and go. And this is a new piece of transfer tape, so it's pretty sticky. I try and use my transfer tape several times. So there. I either stick the piece to the roll again, or I'll just stick it somewhere to like the side of a shelf or something to hang on to it to reuse it. Because there's no sense in wasting a piece that's all you've done with. So, but I thought that was cute for this one. I like the little thing. Pretty simple. I just cut it on white vinyl, like I said, on my Cricut. And this was a Cricut Access image, so if you have access to this image. I don't even remember what I searched. At one point I just searched the word inspire or something, and it gave me a bunch of cute little quotes, so I just saved a bunch of them to a file. Alright, sorry I had to get gloves on. And I have some resin mixed up. This is KS Resin Liquid Stone. I am just about out of my liquidy split, unfortunately. So, and it's going to be a little bit before I can order more. So I will be using my liquid stone for a while. Which, don't get me wrong, I love, but the liquidy split kind of spoiled me in how quick it sets. It's been pretty nice using that. And this only has one coat of resin on it so far. So this will be a thin coat. And then it will probably get one more thin coat, because I'll probably be able to feel the decal after this coat, because this was such a thin coat. I mixed up 80 mLs and I just stretched it across 6 cups. So one was a flood coat over glitter on a cup that you're going to see in a couple days, and a couple were just thin top coats. So this is the last of the 6, so it just got whatever was left. So it was maybe 15 mLs. So it'll probably get another similar coat tomorrow, but I won't show you that because it's not going to change the appearance of the cup in any way, shape, or form. Like, what you see right now is what you're going to get with this cup. So that is all coated. I'll pull my glove off, and I am just going to give it a quick torch because it does have some bubbles. Just one round. Hopefully. Should be enough to release all of them. So I will let this spin out, and I will bring you down for a close-up to show you how it looks in just a couple of minutes after I get picked up a little bit. Okay, let's come down for a close look at this one. It's so hard to see in this lighting, the color variation, but don't look back, you're not going that way. On this side you can really see the color. This side there is variation, but not quite as much. But overall it is very pretty. I am quite pleased with it. So bottom has maybe a little, see, it doesn't look like a dimple except in the camera. Sometimes it's hard to tell. But again, this one's probably getting another coat anyways, so. But there you go. There's a dirty pour onto the bottom of the cup. One more time for the decal to come around.